Hello, this is Cuckoo again, and I'm here at Bastl's booth, Superbooth 2017. This was a lousy start, but anyway, let's go. This is Casper Electronics, also part of Bastl, and with a real name, Peter Edwards.
That's me. Hello. Hello, everyone.
I made like a documentary not too long ago where you were also part of it, and many people asked me about this black box. What is it? And I forgot the name of it then.
Yeah, so it's the new synthesizer, and it was sort of in its prototype form before, and it's called the Softpop. And it's a mini analog modular synthesizer with lots of little magic tricks. And I just wanted to make something that was portable and had a real rich analog sound and a really unruly, kind of rambunctious character. But also it kind of can play well with others. You can plug it into drum machines and you can CV it from other things. You can send stuff out. So yeah, it's just a project I've been working on for a couple months and really excited to be presenting it now at Superbooth. So I can give you a little demo of what it does and a little bit of the why it does what it does.
Yeah.
But basically it's 2 oscillators and a filter, a track and hold, and a little pattern generator and quantizer. And it also processes external audio. There's a jack in the back here. And it has an envelope follower. And then it's got this whole patch bay. But beside all of that, it also has this a lot of sort of internal normalization, complex feedback loops that I've sort of designed to give it a sort of character, an organic behavior. Which is basically what I'm going to be showing you, what its organic behavior is. But I'll just say at this point that there's also this sort of hacker section in the back where you can undo everything. You can make it a completely, fully modular synthesizer.
I'm just going to zoom into that place. Yeah, there's a secret little chamber.
Right, which we've, on this, we've called the 13th Chamber of Doom. So that's the little hacker section. So the idea being that I've designed this in a way that I think is exciting, but this is about people's innovation and intuition. So if you want to make it, if you want to reconfigure it, go for it. I invite that. But that said, I've also presented a sort of system that I think is exciting.
Yeah.
So in any case, we've got our oscillator with filter. Here's Bastl.
Hey all, good morning.
Good morning. I'm just showing the filter here. So the most basic setup, we've got oscillator and filter, then we've got a second oscillator, so you can have the 2 oscillators playing together. Then modulation.
And now it's kind of self-triggering.
Right, so now it's doing these self-generated patterns. And it's a resonant filter, so you can get these really thick sounds. So, and the name Softpop partially comes from one of its sort of original designs was as this organic bubbling water drop machine.
It pops.
It pops, yes, softly. And so basically, with this interface, by reconfiguring it in lots of different ways, you just get all of these different kinds of sonic relationships that move through the device. And my use case would be that you just sort of explore it by moving these around and just trying different combinations. And what I like is the idea that you come to it with ideas, but then it comes to you with ideas as well. And I really like that back and forth, and that's, I think, why so many people are into all this Eurorack stuff. It shows you something. So this really goes that way. But then you can also, so then we've got this whole patch bass section, and of course there's lots more that I could show you in this realm, but it's maybe, I don't know, there's just a lot of different ways you can manipulate it. But what I'm really interested in especially is this whole patch bay area.
Yeah, me too.
And this is a fully analog synthesizer. It's using really classic analog building blocks, voltage-controlled oscillator, voltage-controlled filter. The oscillators have square and triangle waves, CV input, sync input. This is modulation CV as well. The filter has low pass, band pass, high pass. Really nice, thick, creamy filter. And then the other oscillator has the same, the square and triangle CV sync. The track and hold has the clock and signal ins. You've got combinations of the waveforms, etc. So like now I'm using an external signal from the drum machine. I don't know if that's coming through, but so you can sync things together really easily. You know, I just plugged into the sync input, and now it's all working together. There's also this section on the side, which is a little pattern generator, which I can show you in a bit more detail. But so it can go from this noise machine and then just sort of like effortlessly glide into this sort of acid baseline generator, which I really like that dynamic, that it goes from really unruly noise, so from this sort of really bizarre, organic, you know, bubbling in the swamp sound to and then you're instantly making techno, and everything in between. So I guess I'll go over that section. I know I just said I was going to talk about the patch bay, but there's also this digital section here, and this is a little pattern recorder and looper. So you can record patterns, and then it plays them back and loops them.
Of all of these parameters, or all of the levels?
No. It's recording the frequency of the first oscillator, and then creating a voltage, which then controls the pitch of that oscillator. So it's all staying in the analog domain. So yeah, I mean the entire signal path is fully analog, and it's not because I'm an analog purist. It's that this is analog circuitry is very delicate and it's very vulnerable. And you know, when you poke one part of it, it kind of ripples across and sort of affects everything else. And this is a very delicate circuit, and it's sort of utilizing that to create these sort of unstable but chaotic sort of behaviors. And so it was really important to me to maintain that vulnerability throughout the whole circuit. But I also wanted to make it do these loops. Wait, let's plug that back in. You know, I really wanted to be able to coax it into playing the kind of music that people seem to understand. I don't know, you know, to like speak your language as well. And then it's like, okay, I'm talking your language, why don't you talk my language now? So anyway, that's sort of part of my take on it. And then the other thing that we implemented, let's turn the drum machine off, is this Quantizer. This is a fine tune on the bottom. So in the effort of making it play nice with others, there's also this auto tune, or you can turn it off. But with the auto tune, so now we've got like, let's turn that down. It's a random melody, but it's always going to be in tune. And if you sequence it from an external source, it's always going to be playing in tune, which, yeah, I think is important. So anyway, then we've got this whole section here, which kind of does, I guess, what you would expect a patch bay to do. You can take, for instance, the output of oscillator, they're called oscillator 0 and oscillator 1, and you can use that to modulate oscillator 0. So let's go into here. And there it is. You can change the wave shape of oscillator 1. So now it's a ramp, now it's a saw, triangle in the middle. Or you can take the output of the track and hold, feed that into the modulation of the filter here. Doing something there. And, you know, I don't know if I need to go into too much detail, but you can, it's obvious, you know, there's like thousands of configurations, you know, but you can also connect it to other stuff. So, you know, internally you can, here, I'll show one other configuration I like. You've got this pattern generator, and you can take those patterns, and you can use them to modulate other things as well. So So now that pattern looper is modulating the filter. So you can hear that is looping. But then to interface with the outside world, you've got these 3 jacks, A, B, and C, and these 3 ports here. They're stereo, so you can send or receive 2 signals. But generally, you would use it as mono, which would just be the left signal. And I think right now, yeah, so that's connected to the light. So we're looking at the pattern generator right now. This is something I made for Superbooth just to sort of mirror the ball here and give people a way of looking at the signals. That's nice. Like the square wave from the second oscillator. But anyway, the point being that you can interface to these jacks and then you can communicate with your modular synth back and forth. And this runs on plus or minus 5 volts, so it can receive and send compatible signals with your Eurorack. But it's powered on batteries. Well, but it's plus or minus 5 volts, but it runs on batteries, wall power, or USB. So
how long does it run? Have you
for
checked
several
it?
days. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I use rechargeable batteries, and we've been recharging them every 2 days or 3 days. So it runs for a while. But yeah, the idea was like no excuses. Like you can always use it. Like even if you don't have a power adapter, maybe batteries. If you don't have that, then everybody has some sort of USB thing.
And also the always use it factor. There's a handle.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it.
I mean, it's a bit symbolic, but I'm really like with the. You can't see it on this, but this has a handle too. This is a circuit prototyping interface with a handle, which is a bit absurd because you're not going to take this around with you, but it's really just to be promoting this idea that music doesn't have to be made in like a dark, windowless studio, and that maybe it's something that should be naturally brought around with you.
I like the handle.
Thank you.
I like the handle.
Me too. And also, it's like I'll use this one. You got like the boombox effect, which I think is pretty
Fashion shoot.
It's fashion shit for sure. Or like just to look cool, you can like walk around with it like that. So, which I think is pretty fashionable.
Cool. Thanks. I think it's. Yeah, I'm
There's
getting
lots more features. I can't really get into all of it, but there's buttons to activate and deactivate oscillators, and there's resonance settings. And I didn't show the actual. Maybe really quickly.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll also show the external processor. So right now I've plugged the drum machine into it, and right now we're listening to a mix of the filter and the straight signal. That can be adjusted with the switch, but so there it is going. But
it immediately sounds really cool.
What's that?
It immediately sounds really cool.
It sounds cool, and it immediately starts making. Let me. There we go. It immediately starts making music. Let's unplug those things. So everything like syncs together. But it's not quite doing what I expected. But you can feed the sounds through, and this kind of speaks to what I was saying about the circuit being very sensitive. And when you bring another audio signal in there, it starts kind of touching all the other circuitry in here. And so what it's going to do, so you can hear the melody. There we go. Okay. So you can hear that the sequence is already playing with the drum beat. And that is part of what I was saying about, the whole circuit is so sensitive that when you bring the signal in, it starts sort of making the oscillators sync together. And this clock that's clocking the melody is being affected by the drum machine. I don't need to go into any more detail, but just to say that like the signal gets in there and it starts messing with everything. It's not just an audio signal going through. And then you've got this envelope follower that you can plug in. And you can use that to modulate whatever you want. It works especially well with the filter. So anyway, I just wanted to show briefly that you can send signals through, and they can become part of this system. And it gives you other things to explore.
Is it ready for shipping?
It's going to be ready in about 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, cool. Have you set a price yet?
We haven't set a price, but it's going to be under 300, so between 250 and 300.
Cool.
So, yeah.
And you're selling both through retailers and through Noise Kitchen?
Yeah, we'll be selling them through all the normal outlets. So.
Cool. Yeah. Check it out. Thank you.
Thanks, Google.
Yeah.